Okay, you old son of a bitch. Let's get this done.
Friends, Brian here, and no, I'm not Dr. Mike Istratel. I am not an exercise scientist. But in my personal humble opinion, I'm slightly better looking and I have a slightly better haircut. I'm just a guy who's done some crazy shit in the gym. Now I'm in my early 50s. It's a new phase of training, a new dawn for your body, a new chapter of middle age with your training. And my goal is, well, I have two goals really. I want people to laugh at my bad jokes. It just makes me feel better about myself because I have self-esteem issues. And also, number two, I want to help men destroy their dad bods. Because, yeah. So today I want to talk to you guys about a question that I've been asked a lot over the years. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's a bottle. What's in this bottle? There's no label on it because I am currently not sponsored by any company. So I'm not trying to sell anything. But if you ever want to have one-on-one Zoom consultations, you can email me here, middleagedmindandmuscle@gmail.com. Put subscriber in the title and we'll talk. I can help you out. So creatine. Okay, creatine. We're going to talk about creatine today. I'm going to give you the cold hard truth from a guy who was there when creatine first came out in the early 90s. First off, the most common question I get is creatine a steroid? So notice my eyes rolling here. No, creatine is not a steroid. It's not hormonal. It doesn't mess with your body that way. Creatine is a natural compound we find in our body. There's a lot of it, or some of it, in red meat, seafood. What it does is when you take creatine, it helps the energy chain in your muscles, called ATP. So what does that mean? If you're training, well, maybe you're benching 225. Normally you get it for 4 or 5 reps. You might be able to squeeze out another rep or two, which of course will result in more strength and muscle growth. It is also a cell volumizer, meaning it makes your muscle cells hold more water, which you notice the difference in your pumps when you take creatine. Creatine is very cheap. It's cheap. It's the most tested, researched supplement out there for performance, and it works. I first became aware of creatine in the early 90s. I was really introduced to it by a fellow who was on the Canadian Olympic sprint team, and he was also on the Canadian bobsled team. Should I mention his name? I can. His name was Lou Edwards. And Lou was probably pound for pound at that time in my life. I was a lot younger then. One of the strongest people I'd ever seen. Lou might have weighed 175 pounds, but I seen him squat 565 for reps, ass to grass. He was very big on taking creatine in what's called the loading phase. Creatine first came out, it comes in 5-gram scoops. Here we go with the math. And people would take it 5 scoops a day, and you do a loading phase for a week, and then you go on a maintenance phase. For me, that got a little weird. You know, your urine would glow brightly. Middle of the night, if you got up to pee, you would have this glowing effect out of the toilet. It looked like a little UFO landed in there. That never sat well with me, and I think maybe that's where a lot of people get worried about kidney problems and stuff. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I'm not an exercise scientist. We're just talking here. Open discussion, possible education. But hey, always consult your local physician before taking any new supplements, undertaking a new training regime, or taking any other things in your body. So getting back to creatine, when I talked about the Liver King documentary, I talked about how I think a lot of people have been angry over the years. They felt a little bit misled by a lot of supplement companies making these claims, and then you pay money and you take it and you don't notice anything. Well, when creatine came out, it was really the first big supplement where you're like, oh, I noticed something. I'm a little stronger. My pumps are better. Now, there's also some other discussion of creatine having all these other added effects, benefits like helping muscle recuperation. I can't say for sure on that. I've definitely noticed an increase in performance in the gym with strength and also with the pump when you have it. But I kind of got off that loading phase thing. I just always would take half a scoop or 2.5 grams or 5 grams a day. There's plenty of red meat in my diet anyway. And with a bit of time, I knew my muscles would saturate with it. The one big thing I've noticed with creatine though, because I've tried a lot of different diets, I've tried doing a lot of different things, is that anytime I went keto or really low carb, the creatine didn't do anything. And I kind of put two and two together. I'm like, okay, when I have it with my shake in the morning, a little bit of fruit, maybe just a little bit of Greek yogurt to get a little bit of an insulin spike right after a very demanding workout. I'm old. I like to do all my workouts fasted for the most part. That's what I do. And then I come home, have my shake, put some creatine in it. I notice it when there's a bit of carbs in my diet probably because of the insulin release. A lot of people don't realize when they think muscle growth, they think steroids, testosterone derivatives, but you also have other avenues for muscle growth too, one of them being insulin. Okay, now I'm not saying I condone insulin use, but when you spike your own insulin after a workout and you use creatine, for me personally, I notice a huge difference in the performance of creatine in my body. When you're on keto or you're not really eating any carbs, creatine doesn't do anything. So I'd say save your money. That's only my opinion. In a nutshell, what I would say to any man out there, especially if he wants to kill his dad bod, get stronger, get in better shape, I would definitely take creatine. It gets a check mark from me, for sure. It gets the thumbs up. That is my opinion. What do you guys think? Comment below. Unlike how a lot of the world's going these days, we live in a world now where people more and more can't agree to disagree. We can do that here. I want to hear your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all the supports, the likes, the subscribes. And if you want, follow me on Instagram, Middle Aged Mind and Muscle. Shoot me a message. All right, Brian signing off, and we got to be better. See you next time.